Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. So today, inshallah, I want to talk about the reality of this dunya. Now, I'm going to be talking about death, the akhirah, which is the afterlife, and along with that, this dunya. Now, many of us, if not almost all of us, we put so much effort and time and knowledge into this worldly life. What do I mean by that? What are some examples? Well, we see that with occupations. We all want the best education, the best occupation in order so that we can make a lot of money. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't want a good job or go to a good school, but do not focus 110% of your time on those types of things. We need to remember that this life is temporary. There's young people getting buried, yet we still don't wake up. We work so hard all our life just to obtain some money. This money that you have left, once you go, your family's going to be fighting each other. They're going to say, no, I want this much. No, you get that much. The house, all your stuff, they're going to be fighting over it. Maybe if you're a guy, maybe if you're a guy, you have a wife, she gonna get remarried after you pass. She's gonna go find some other guy to be her husband after you, yet you work so hard for her. Sisters, we work so hard to beautify ourselves. We put on makeup, we buy expensive makeup and clothes and fancy jewelry, this and that. Once we die, we ain't gonna look so pretty then. Our body itself isn't going to be resurrected or taken up to the akhirah. It is our soul that is going to be removed from our bodies. And with that being said, you will not have your mouth to speak. You will be asked questions. Who is your Lord? Who is your prophet? And so on. You don't have your mouth at that time, brothers and sisters. You have your soul and your deeds. And you will see the scale of your good deeds and your bad deeds. Do not let these bad deeds be more than your good deeds. Brothers and sisters, please wake up before it is too late. We all know death is a thing, but we don't want to think about it, nor do we want to prepare ourselves for it. There's a lot of haram ways in making money nowadays. Do not be one of those people. When we die, we will be wrapped with a white sheet. This white cloth, this sheet, is all we're going to take with us in the ground. You're not going to take your money You're not going to take your car. That's all for this dunya. Nothing else. Yet you work so hard to get that Lamborghini, to get that big house. For what? For what? These things aren't necessary to obtain. And we think people that do obtain these types of items, we think they are successful people, subhanAllah. It blows my mind that people think when you have money, when you have things, nice things, that you've made it. You're successful. That if you have a lot of money, fame, whatever, you're successful. This is what we're living in. When in reality, these things aren't coming with us. They're staying here. They're staying on this dunya. And think about this. You spend more time inside the ground than you do on top of it. What does this really tell you? Seek knowledge in Islam. Many of us don't know anything about our deen. We know do this, don't do that, that's it. Seek knowledge. Seek knowledge. Because this knowledge will go with you. And having this knowledge will result into action. So please, fear Allah. And another thing is that we are just here for a short amount of time. We're in the Akhirah for eternity. Fear Allah and start waking up to what reality is. Because this dunya, these materialistic things, we work all our life to get money. And we leave our deen and iman behind. Don't be one of those people. You are still alive. You can still change. You can still repent. We are human. We make mistakes. Try to repent. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is merciful. Remember, He is merciful. And every soul shall taste death. This is a verse in the Quran, chapter 3, verse 185. That whole verse I love because it contains phrases that are so meaningful. Do not be caught up in this worldly life, brothers and sisters. Make good enough money to survive. You don't need millions. You don't need a Lamborghini. You don't need a mansion. They're not necessities in life. Instead of buying a Lamborghini, why not donate this money? What's the difference if you have a Lamborghini or a Tesla than some Honda? Yeah, maybe it looks different, but it still does the same. You're still pushing the pedal, steering the wheel. Think about it. We want all these things, but why? Because it brings happiness? No, it doesn't. It doesn't bring happiness. Instead, let's donate this money for something that is a necessity, like food and water, a house for people. Like, This is what people are needing. People are literally starving. And we're out here spending and wasting our money on things that we just don't need. Think about that. There's people hungry right now. There's people thirsty. There are people dying because they don't have food and water. Nor do they not even have a doctor nearby. This is what people are struggling with, and we want to buy Lamborghinis, these mansions. Think about that. Think about that. If you were starving, if you were thirsty, you would want someone to help you. Give sadaqah. That's why we have zakat. Sometimes I think if zakat wasn't an obligation for those that it pertained to, would we even give zakat? Seriously, if you're eligible to pay your zakat, if zakat wasn't an obligation, would you still give this money to those that need it? Would you? Think about that. Think about that. Assalamu alaikum.